I think Dom's character in Spirits of the Dawn had 1 health for like most of the show.
That's true.
1 hit point.
This is wrong. This is the wrong screen. Friends, welcome back to Sinner in the Dungeon episode 4. For some reason, all of our cameras, except mine, have us at the very top. And I don't know that I want to fix that now. But by next episode, I will fix it. Speaking of Spirits of the Dawn, I will never forget the moment where Dom finally cast invisibility against the one person in the entire campaign who had cast see invisibility, and thus, instead of being invisible, he was brightly lit up and then immediately died. He died like the same second he cast it. I was like, all right, well, you just want to walk over an open field after casting invincibility. He's like, yep. I was like, all right, well, you die. That's it. Friends, we're back. It's been a long time. It's mostly the fault of someone. No names. It's fine. We learned a lot about Sputnik and the fact that he does not like playing the game Overcooked 2.
Oh no.
Really?
No, it was like work. It made my chest hurt.
It is just like working in a restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, well, no, it's not, because working in a restaurant is more organized than that game.
I don't know. Not
We
my
got
experience.
some measure
Depends
of
on the
organization.
restaurant.
Yeah,
Exactly, Cotton.
we managed to pull it together.
Towards the end there, we hit a bit of a stride, I think, but it was just, man,
Who knew that you'd have to chop firewood? We played the campfire map. It was crazy. There were so many new mechanics they added that they didn't tell you about.
Yeah, and it was the first time I had really ever played the game, so that was good.
Perfect.
It was like being shot out of a cannon into the sun.
Now look, friends, we don't really do intros here, so I won't mention that I finally beat Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I'll just pass right over the fact that I finally watched another anime, Way of the House Husband, which I've already been reading for a long time, but the anime was surprisingly good, and more importantly, each episode was only like 5 minutes long, so it was pretty easy to watch. No, instead, we'll talk today about what we always talk about, what we cooked since the last time we met up. I can't share any one in particular because I've cooked so many things and shared it. I suppose I'll talk about the last big one I cooked, which was biscuits and gravy, and I did it with beef. Never tried that before. A lot of people said to add beef gravy, or sorry, beef broth to it, and I was like, that's weird, I'm not gonna add that. And I learned why. I learned my lesson why when I finished it, and there just wasn't a lot of flavor, probably because beef didn't have a lot of fat to it, so there wasn't any drippings involved either. So I split it into 2 parts, gave half of it Worcestershire sauce and the other half soy sauce, and soy sauce is where it's at, man. The Worcesty, not bad. Soy sauce added a deep impact to that beef gravy. It was worth the wait. Since I had ordered I'm trying not to swear too much, since I had calmly ordered the flour on Amazon, and it took about a week and a half to receive it. So the meat that I initially was going to make it with, I had to use and then go out and buy other meat and milk specific to it, waiting for that flour. Look, friends, beef doesn't have a lot of fat. I can tell that you...
It depends on the beef you're using.
Yes, well, I was using lean ground beef.
Well, yeah, there's not a lot of fat there.
But no, sorry, it wasn't lean ground beef. It was chipped beef.
Beef chuck?
No, chipped beef. Yeah, chipped beef.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
It's like a dried version of beef that's sliced. You've never seen it before? It actually looks more like Canadian ham slices.
Mm-hmm.
Cubed? Cubed beef? No.
No.
It's like thinly sliced.
Thinly sliced.
Oh, okay.
Normally it's in the form of like a triangle.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Okay.
You can Google it, it'll come right up.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like You roast a turkey, you're gonna end up with a lot of really rich, flavorful meat down there. Duck, same deal. Even ham, sausage, definitely. Unless you get Delaware's favorite sausage, Helen's sausage, the best sausage in the entire world, with an extremely low fat content, but still packed with flavor. Helen's, pick it up when you're driving through, because we're so small. You're definitely driving through.
Or driving around.
Yeah, that's most of the time, I would say.
I was gonna say, if you're driving around Delaware, you're probably in one of two places, Maryland or Pennsylvania.
Yep.
It doesn't take long to go around too.
You're on I-95.
I was gonna say,
you are.
no. I-95 goes right through Delaware.
Does it?
No. Yes,
I must have blinked and missed it.
No. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a very short glimpse.
You
of
could definitely go from New Jersey to Pennsylvania to Maryland without ever touching Delaware, and only go maybe 10 to 15 miles out of your way. It would kind of be back roadsy though. All right, Spoonik, what have you cooked?
Tonight we did a thing that we like to do when we don't want to cook a whole lot. We get a cheese pizza from Aldi, and then we put I had some spinach in the fridge, had half a container of chopped mushrooms, and I had made some caramelized onions over the weekend for some burgers that I had left over, so I threw those on there as well. Then we just threw that pizza in the oven and cooked it up, and it was delicious.
I love caramelized onions, but I always have such a hard time cooking them. I always
Really?
burn the shit out of them. I just can never hit that magical caramelization.
Cook them on low.
I do cook them on low.
Caramelized
I cook it
onions.
so low, it's basically like I'm holding a match underneath the pan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how you're burning them then.
I'm incompetent.
You also, once they get to that almost completely caramelized point, you gotta throw in some balsamic vinegar. That'll kind of
Fantastic.
cooking a little bit, give it a little bit of tang. Throw some garlic in there, a little bit of fresh thyme. But yeah, super low heat. I mean, these recipes that say caramelized onions, time takes 15 minutes. They're full of shit. That's not a caramelized onion. That is a cooked onion. I don't know what that is. It's a burned up cooked onion. But caramelized onions take anywhere, depending on how many onions you throw in the pan, take anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. I actually did the ones that I cooked recently. I did them on my grill in a cast iron pan. I recommend a very heavy bottom pan to do it as well. That will also help prevent burning. So cast iron is, I think, the way to go for caramelized onions. But yes, extra virgin olive oil as well, drizzled on at the beginning. I put salt on my onions about halfway through the cooking process to also help draw the rest of the moisture out of the onions, which also helps prevent burning. So just a few tips.
Okay.
For your caramelized onions.
I'll take them to heart because I'll rewatch this intro, and that'll be tough for me because I don't like watching my own show. You know, speaking of people who like D&D Beyond and aren't aware that D&D Beyond just came back up, Conorhughes.
I'm just hitting refresh, and it's still not up for me. So
It is up, and the
That's
only
good.
person who's still level 1 is Sputnik.
Well, shocker.
Yeah, hey everybody. As far as cooking goes, I mean, we haven't really cooked much, but I will say, my wife has recently shown me a new thing that I hadn't seen it before, where you can get prepackaged sausage innards. So as opposed to buying individual sausages, you just get the contents without the wrapping, and it's pretty
It's
cool.
still called sausage.
It's still, yes, it's called sausage. But if I told you I got sausages, you would just say, "Oh, that's just." You would assume that I had the wrapping.
If you told me you got ground sausage, I would know what you were speaking of.
Ah, okay. See, that's that's an appropriate word for it. So, I mean, we cooked that tonight, and I made sure to do it extra because normally she does it a little bit lighter. I tried to get it so that it really kind of burns the oil into the meat, and it was really good. So that's about it. Other than that, we recently had a baby sprinkle type thing, and so part of that was that we got this like strawberry shortcake from the store, and I gotta say, what's up with pie crust from the store where it's like super solid and like completely flavorless? Like I don't understand how.
Okay, Seinfeld. I feel like I'm about to get a 23 episode with 2 commercials. Running joke about pie crust.
With with some bass guitar beats or whatever. Right. But yeah, I don't know why they don't just up their pie crust game. I mean, it doesn't seem like it'd be very hard to do, but I guess I have no idea.
I mean, you can up your pie crust just with the simple addition of like buttering it on the inside and then sprinkling some sugar on there.
Right, but they don't do that. Well, why?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I definitely don't want to defend bland, shitty tasting pie crust, but there's a lot of stuff that good sellers sell that is as flavorless as possible so that expert chefs can season to taste.
That's true. Yeah, I can see that argument. Certainly. This was, of course, a pre-made pie, so there would be no need for like seasoning to taste as such. Like it should already be seasoned to taste. But yeah, that's it for me from my cooking experience really lately.
Cotton, what about you in cooking?
Well, my kitchen's torn up.
I was gonna say you and moving more like.
But I made ramen noodles.
Good enough for me. What do you got in those bad boys?
Sauteed mushrooms and onions and shredded chicken, and I put a bay leaf in the broth, and I cooked it up like a soup.
It is a soup. So yes, excellent.
Well, I mean, some people like do it differently, but I didn't put the seasoning packet in when I was boiling the noodles. The noodles had more of the taste of the seasoning, and I put a lot of garlic in it.
Good. That's what you're supposed to do.
I put an egg in it too.
All right.
I actually prefer soft-boiled eggs in my ramen noodles, but
yeah, that was the question. Like, how was that egg made?
well, I just kind of cracked it and stirred it in there because I haven't been eating much protein because I don't like it right now. So that way I could eat it without tasting it. It just thickens the broth up.
Sounds like you need to add more eggs, like three of those guys in there.
No, you need 5 dozen eggs. Come on, man. Get with the program.
I do like eggs again, but I usually only like them basted or soft-boiled currently.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I liked all eggs, but currently.
Oh, not only do I love all eggs, I remember the scene from, I think it was The Lamb Before Time 2 with the Australian Velociraptors, and their song about eggs is one of my favorite animated movie songs. Exactly. Sorry, he only had 3 claws.
It was a great song, though.
Yeah. It was the song that really pushed me over the edge to believe that eating eggs was good. Because previously, before that moment, I didn't like scrambled eggs. I was also a little kid and I was dumb. My
dad, to make us like scrambled eggs more, would scramble them with salsa.
Yeah, that's common.
It's delicious.
Well, it's a good way to get kids to eat vegetables that they wouldn't otherwise eat.
I had no problem eating vegetables.
You were a monster.
But I did not particularly enjoy eating eggs all the time, so he'd scramble them with vegetables to make me eat the eggs.
Unbelievable.
It's delicious.
I bet. I have an article on, my mom has an article on the wall of her garage when she was a professional chef being interviewed. And it's her bragging about how she can sneak vegetables into my food. So every time I have to go there, I have to see that shit on the wall walking in. She thinks she's so clever, outsmarting a 4-year-old. I'm a little bitter about it. It's been 30 years. I was gonna say,
I worked at a daycare. 4-year-olds are smarter than you think.
No, I was 4 years old once. 4-year-olds are not smarter than you think.
They are smarter than you think. They will.
They're more chaotic than you think.
They plan things through, and they'll plan them for a while.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with that. They're smarter.
All right, people who regularly handle kids versus the person who avoids them at all costs. I'll accept that maybe you know more about what you're talking about.
Just I'm desperately trying to update my D&D Beyond, but every click on a button on D&D Beyond takes like 2.5 minutes to register.
That's okay, Sputnik, because rather than the power of D&D Beyond, you've given me the power of Twitch Prime by subbing to me using your Twitch Prime Gaming.
That's right, Twitch Prime.
It's called Twitch Gaming now instead of Twitch Prime. Except
Oh,
it still
God.
says you're subscribed with Prime. I don't know, man.
Who knows?
You're using Prime to subscribe, but
Yes.
it's called Twitch Gaming.
Twitch Gaming, yes. It
It makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't.
I
No, it
can't.
doesn't.
No, we're memeing, Cotton. We can't
Sorry.
speak ill of our Amazon masters. Hey, speaking of which, let's hope that today's episode. Last time's episode, was the first time I had used the new YouTube monetization system, and it actually turned out okay. Everything that we talked about, checked out, flagged, green lit.
Wow,
That was
yeah.
good. I can get all of the monies I would normally get from that episode.
Sorry about that, though.
But it's fine, Cotton, because that handful of fractions of a penny will still go into my pocket instead of corporate advertisers.
So what you're saying is we have license to say whatever we want on this.
No, Conorhughes, I am definitely not saying that. Don't imply it. Don't.
Oh, okay. sorry. My misunderstanding.
Chad is talking about mukbang streams now. Man, we should do that one day. We should all do a collaborative mukbang.
That's where you get to sit down and eat a bunch of food, right?
Yes, you just sit down. You could talk about it, you can describe the food, but you literally just watch people eat food.
I'm down.
And it's like a ridiculous amount of food too,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mukbang
We can get a
sounds like
whole
very
bunch of twice
dirty
cooked pork.
Ah, the legend of the twice cooked pork.
Oh, it's one of the best foods in the world.
I would have to drive to Philadelphia that day, but that would be fine. It would be
If
giving
you
me
lived
back
here,
in
you
time.
could just drive about 5 minutes.
If I lived there, I wouldn't have all the wonderful internet and freedom that the first state of America, Delaware, has.
I'm pretty sure Nebraska's pretty free. I don't really.
We're super free, though, because we were the first people to sign the Declaration of Independence, which makes us extra free. We're very important. Look, as someone who's lived in 13 U.S. states, I always just cling to whichever state I'm currently in and say that it's the best.
Mm.
Feel the same way about
Because you
sports
haven't been
teams.
to Nebraska yet. It's the
I-
only state I live in.
I've been
but
to
it's
all
clearly the
50
best.
states, Cotton. I've been to all 50 states.
Really?
Yes.
That's a big accomplishment, actually.
Well, Hawaii, I was technically being carried by my mom when she was pregnant, and then I flew over Hawaii in an aircraft. I still count that one, though, because it doesn't sound as impressive to say 49 states minus Hawaii.
What'd you do in Nebraska?
Pass through it.
Oh, that's fair.
Why-
There's a zoo.
Whitewater river rafting. Somewhere. My dad took me.
You can go. Yeah, there's the Niobrara River in Nebraska is very popular for water rafting. It's probably where you went.
I like how you say there is a zoo.
There's two.
Sorry, I used to live near New York City, so I'm
One zoo is massive. It's got like the largest indoor jungle and a massive dome called the Desert Dome, just an indoor desert.
One day, Cotton, I would like you to visit the Sydney Aquarium in Australia. Well,
The other zoo you can feed your ass by hand.
we're going to have James guide you through. So the Sydney Aquarium is built into Sydney's harbor, and it has a underwater tunnel that's like several feet beneath the water. And there's like a super big manta ray that comes and wraps itself around the tunnel to say hello to all the visitors.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was awesome. I also got lost 3 times on the way there. You think, as a Boy Scout and an engineer armed with a cell phone and a physical map, how could I possibly get lost? And yet, I walked 2 miles in the wrong direction. It is baffling how terrible I was at navigating the streets of Sydney when the aquarium is located next to the water. I still don't know how I did it. You'd think if I just stood near the water, I'd be able to figure it out. I don't know what happened to me that day. I think it was the fact that the poles were shifted, you know, the magnetic waves mess with my brain.
I used to live 3 blocks from my elementary school, so my parents had me walk home from school in 5th grade, and I got very lost. They had showed me the way a couple times. I just needed to walk home because my dad wouldn't be home for like 20 minutes or so after I got out of school. I was supposed to go with my friend, but he left. He went to his friend's house instead. He was my friend and my neighbor.
You know, normally we'd get this episode started, but I wanted to make sure to shout out someone on the stream who recently finished a project. You know who you are. Person whose Kickstarter just closed today, finishing up its product delivery.
I was gonna say, I finished nothing.
Yeah, thanks, AP. Yeah, no, we're really happy with how it's turned along, came out. So, yeah, look forward to it. And we got exciting things to also talk about for White Ash as well, that are coming out in the next few months as far as store contents go. So keep an eye out for that.
White Ash Volume 3, when?
That will take a little bit of time. I've been pretty busy lately, so I haven't been had as much time as I normally have for
Immortal Chapter 2, when? The game Chapter 2, when? That's the one I want to know. The game was literally like, all right, we've set the scene, and now we're cliffhangering. Get fucked.
yeah, that's Charlie for you. I'm working on the game right now, so that's
the game. Listen, tell Charlie he can go fuck himself. I'm so mad about the game. I've never listen. I've seen a lot of cliffhangers in my time. I've never gotten dunked on like I did with the game. I was like, all right, the explanation's about to begin. This person's about to exposit everything.
I can tell you that you're about to get every single end of the chapters for Charlie, for what Charlie writes. I find is always a dunking. So I mean, you gotta get used to it if you're talking about Charlie.
No, it wasn't that bad in White Ash. I wanted to read the next chapter of White Ash, but it was never as bad as the game.
Chapter 1 had the reveal of what was going on inside the town a little bit at the end, and that was a kind of a big.
Yeah, but I read them all together, so it wasn't. Yeah.
See, that's
I read the whole volume, man.
Right. Yeah, I mean there is an arc, so there is closure to that volume. So that's not quite the same thing as the cliffhanger that would be at each chapter.
Charlie Stickney.
Yeah. He's good.
All right. Now that I've done a good job mentioning as many of your products as possible so people know to go buy them, let's get the episode started. Does anyone remember what happened last time?
Oh,
Yes.
I got to pull up my notes.
Well, I know that we're all starving right now.
We left the time loop. I'm sorry, my brain is a little foggy, so my words are not coming out right. With the goddess lady. She let us, go. She was crying though. And we are thirsty and hungry because time has passed funky in there. And we've decided to take refuge in a hole that stinks because we were hearing something moving around. So we're using the smell of the hole to cover our sense. And we were getting ready to go to bed. We might have gone to bed.
You did go to bed. When you woke up, you had leveled up. Many of you rolled for hit points. Some of you were Cayso Hamhand and did well. Others of you were not Cayso.
Yep.
I got like an average roll, I would say.
I rolled a 3.
I would take your average roll.
Yes, I mean, fair enough.
I also rolled a 3.
On a D12.
No, I rolled a 3 together, like a 2 plus a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah,
But I only had a D8, so
As described last time, Ono, as you awaken, you summon a cauldron from the earth, a very small portable cauldron, made out of the rich, dank, dark metals of this soil that is yours now. It has been given to you by the land.
Sweet.
You are all exhausted. You didn't have a very good dinner, but you are alive, and the forest around you is also alive. Okay. You know, it would have been way more dramatic if the music had played when I hit the play button. Is it still not doing it?
Do we have music enabled? I mean, it has music enabled.
There we go. You were disappointing music. I rarely use you as an option, and I was really hoping to get some dramatic punch to, and the forest was alive. All right, never mind. Your dragon companion Oolong is just floating around campsite, doing cloud circles, turning into watery objects, oolonging. You're all tired, maybe a little irritated, a little exhausted, underfed. You had some weird time stuff going on, but you feel stronger. You feel like you've learned lessons. You're a little smarter, a little faster, but also mostly wiser. And maybe you have a little bit more blood inside your bodies that you can afford to lose.
Just a smidge more.
What do you want to do?
We should find somewhere to take a bath.
I think
Cleaned up.
we're still by the river, right? But the river,
The magic water river doesn't seem like a good place to take a bath.
right. There is that problem.
It's a problem.
Do we pass by any like pools of water anywhere around?
You have passed by, so you followed this river for quite a while.
Right.
You have passed by other places where rivers have branched into it, so if you were to follow it back stream, you would be able to find a freshwater branch. Less than an hour away.
Less than an hour. Okay. Yeah, I think I know a place that's pretty close. Maybe have a snack of this though before we go. And I think in this case, Cayso is kind of gonna do like a little bit of a hand trick of some kind, where like these berries he's gonna like rub his hands together and like sort of just appear, but like it looks like more like a feat of sleight of hand than it does a spell, and berries appear in his hands.
But it is a spell, right?
But it is a spell, yes. And it
You're
I guess
casting Good Berry.
I am casting Good Berry.
Now let me see, because I think you actually have to have berries to cast Good Berry.
Oh, I have to have a sprig of mistletoe.
Okay, you haven't gathered that yet,
I haven't gathered that. Okay.
so you can't cast a spell yet.
Is there any mistletoe around?
You know what? Let me check. I'm pretty sure mistletoe doesn't grow in this type of...
Yeah,
I think it's cold weather.
it's like a cold weather thing.
Ish. I mean, we have mistletoe growing in a tree outside my house right now.
What exactly is mistletoe? I don't even know. Is it like a
It's
like a
a parasite.
Yeah,
parasite?
it's like wisteria or Spanish moss.
Okay. Well, I mean, whilst we're on our way, I will look around for mistletoe.
Alright, it looks like mistletoe can grow on stuff like apple trees, but mostly it grows in the winter. 1,500 species of mistletoe. Very well. I'll tell you what. Make a nature check.
All right. So 16?
You find exactly one sprig of mistletoe. It's stuck in a bird's nest in a low branch, and you grab it out without disturbing the branch or the birds. And now you can do up to 10 berries appear in your hand.
Yep. So I make 10 berries appear, and I give you guys a few each.
Where'd you get these berries?
Oh, I mean, they're just fat. I mean, around. It's a trick I learned on the way out of that place.
You just found them around?
It's a good idea to have a way to feed yourself in these parts, I think.
Cayso, roll deception, and Ono and Wolfgang roll insight.
Deception. Okay.
I mean, I'm not questioning food, but
It's a 3, though. It's a 3. You don't have to question it. You can just know that he's a big, big liar. Yeah,
Phony.
you can tell that there's definitely more to his description than I just found them along the way. Oh no, same deal for you. You see through his clumsy attempts to hide his magic.
Hey, so Hamhand, did you just lie to my face?
I mean, it's really wasn't meant to be a lie. It was more like a figure of speech. But you're right. No, I cast a spell.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty.
Well,
Thank you for the berries.
after you catch me, yeah. No problem. Well, eat them up. They should keep you. They should help you with your situation as far as our situation here, as far as eating goes.
I'm quite large. 3 berries are probably not going to sustain me for very long, but I'm sure that we'll find something more substantial in
Well,
the future.
Just eat one at a time, though. You might find that there can be filling.
I've already eaten all 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat one to taste it, see if it tastes good. Make sure it's not poison.
It tastes nourishing. Doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's just kind of like loose juice. But you get the feeling that it has high caloric content. Good nutritional balance.
I'm not turning into like the blueberry girl on Willy Wonka, am I? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure.
Does he feel full?
He feels nourished. Yes.
I am quite large. I need a lot of calories.
That's okay, because the spell just says creature, which means you could feed one to a Tyrannosaurus Rex and you'd be good.
That's interesting.
Can I give Oolong one?
Yes. Oolong makes a weird face, like this was really unusual for him.
It's a bit of a strange berry, Oolong, but I think it's good for you.
Oolong begins... His movements become weirder than normal. There's a lot of corkscrewing. He's not used to eating things with such small amount of flavor.
Does he seem okay?
Yeah.
I don't think he liked you, Barry.
Well, I mean, that's all right. I mean, I don't take it personally.
I think Oolong took it personally.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to eat one, I suppose. What's he eat anyway normally?
Good food.
Okay, well.
Not that your berry wasn't nice.
Don't try to backpedal now. You've said the words out loud.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that read it that way.
Well, you didn't cook it though. You just kind of appeared it, so maybe that's why.
I can try cooking it next time.
Appear a berry? I cannot appear a berry.
Yeah,
You can?
sometimes I can.
Don't hold out on us then.
You have to wait till tomorrow.
Oh, these magicians always wait till tomorrow. I need a component. Oy. Thankfully, I can just swing my axe and kill the food that we need.
Speaking of Wolfgang, you've noticed something about your pouch. Now you've had a lot of unusual things in your backpack. You don't have a lot of sub space in your backpack, so it's mostly just ant meat. But you did have a belt pouch you made of dried herbs you picked up that you were drying. You hadn't expected them to dry for at least 5 more days, but currently you have a handful of oregano, thyme, rosemary, sage, basil, and tarragon that are all dried. And that's 1 fistful of each.
Okay.
That's it. They're done drying 5 days early. It's a little weird.
Would I happen to know? Where's my character sheet? Can I do a nature check to figure out why they may have dried so soon?
You can roll Arcana.
Arcana. Okay. That's fine. 18.
You, after having, you've had time to process the incident now, you understand that you were not lost for like part of a day when you went to go see the Roxanne. You were probably in there for a lot longer. Like a lot longer.
I will show Ono and Cayso the dried herbs as proof that we've been gone much longer than we think we've been.
Maybe we should head back to the town and see how long we have been gone.
Yeah, I was going to say the same
All right,
thing.
Rip Van Winkle, it's been 100 years.
Real?
For a half elf like
Herbs
Ono,
are
this is
really
no
dry.
problem. For everyone else, your families are all dead.
Everyone you know is dead.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
I think that we should maybe go back to town.
All right, let's head back.
We can take a bath there.
You would run a bathhouse. Kind of.
Well, we might want one before, before that. I'll keep an eye out for a water pool before that happens. Before
We
we
could
get.
freshen up. I assume I smell like you two, and we should probably freshen up a little bit. That
I
pit we
smell
slept
fine.
in was a bit ripe.
Ripeness is the essence of beauty.
We should take a bath, everybody. You too.
I will wet a rag and maybe wipe myself off just a bit.
Use some soap.
It's gross.
You should use some soap.
It's gross.
It's healthy for you. You're going to wash your hands with soap.
I do still have some of this lye handy if you ever need it. It's intense though, so just
You can wash your hands with that soap if you want.
You know,
bad
when I
and
played a
feels
character who wanted people to wash their hands and like dry their clothes and make sure that they went to meetings with nobles with some measure of manners, everyone was like, Arthur, what are you, my mom? I hate your character. Cotton, I really appreciate what you're doing here because it makes perfect sense. Sorry, I interrupted you.
How
Please
many
continue.
days out are we from town?
That depends. Do you want to go directly back? You took a somewhat wandering path to get there, to where you are now.
How many days was it from like there to here?
You
right
are
now
you are 5 days
into the
into your
campaign.
journey, which is not necessarily. You could return faster, but it would be over unfamiliar ground.
Right. Okay.
You could
That sounds like we-
triangulate.
I mean, yeah, unfamiliar ground, but maybe we find something along the way,
Right. Okay.
like true friendship.
A food that satisfies Oolong. Yeah. So that
Learn to become grateful. For
All right. Well, I mean, I don't mind cutting through. I think I have an idea about how to get directly back to the portal. So
Sounds good.
Seems most efficient.
I just won't be drinking any of that river water.
We will need to stop off for some fresh water. We are completely out.
That's right.
And then we can go straight to the portal.
All right. Well, let's follow the river for that then. Okay. So yeah. So I guess we'll follow the river and keep an eye out for those pools of water.
Okay. You make your way to the river, where you get some river water.
Wait, but not the magic river water.
So it is a river that intersects with the magic river, to form. They form increasingly larger rivers from back where you came from. So that's why
estuary.
initially the effects of the magic was diluted when you began, because it had so much regular, fresh, non-magical water in it.
I see.
This is safe to drink.
Yes, just. I mean, it's still river water, so safe to drink is questionable, but.
No one has peed upstream, have they?
We could try cleaning it first.
You didn't answer that question.
Well, I didn't.
You just offered a solution to a problem.
Well, I didn't pee in it. I mean,
Okay.
we all came from the same direction. It couldn't have
No,
been.
just the timing of your response was a little bit with his question. I apologize.
That was good.
It's quite all right. I mean, it's generally advisable to boil off river water anyway.
Yes.
I'll scoop some in my hand and drink it real quick.
Okay.
Well,
That's not safe.
that's great.
How did I do?
We'll find out in a few days, I suppose.
Yeah. It might be fine. Sometimes it's fine.
So, are you doing anything with the water, or are you just drinking it?
Yeah, let's
Boil it.
Let's boil it and prepare. Let's prepare like.
What's this booty?
No, it was just a weird. I get it now when they said boil it, but I was like, well, what else am I supposed to do with water but drink it?
Oh, you could
I
boil
drink
it, or you could run it through sand and charcoal, or.
I mean, all that takes too long. And have you ever drank boiled water? Like, seriously?
Yes,
it's
I have.
disgusting.
It's not so good.
Gross.
Yeah.
So I just drank the water. I don't care.
Okay. All right. You drink river water.
Yeah.
Man, it's got a taste to it.
I mean, it's not like there's a lye factory or a.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it tastes kind of like fish peeing poop, but other than that, heavily diluted, of course. But
I've grown up drinking water fresh out of a stream, so I'm not worried about it.
he's not worried about it. He thinks it tastes fine.
Yeah.
What is it you want to do when you see him just drinking right out of that river?
Boil the water.
Write an obituary.
I really, really think you should boil it before you drink it. There could be diseases in there.
I'm sure there could be, but
We just talked about the possibility of somebody peeing upstream.
it is a fairly large stream. I'm sure it's diluted. I've been drinking from stream water most of my life.
Stream water would be fine if we knew it was fresh, clear stream water.
I can see the rocks
This is
in the
an
bed.
unknown river. We don't
can
know
see
where
the
this
rock.
is coming from. There could be a dead animal in the river up ahead, and you could be just drinking in all that disease
That's
and germs.
just more protein.
No, that is not more protein. That's more disease.
It's so
I like how informed Ono is.
I inoculate myself to the disease by drinking a diluted version of it. It's
That's not.
Please, no.
That's not how it works in this case.
I don't think that's how disease works in general, but okay.
That's more of like a virus for, it's not. No, it's just. You shouldn't drink filthy water. It's gonna make you sick.
Look,
I don't know anyone that's ever gotten sick from drinking from streams.
I've known a bunch.
That's
think
because we
that's-
live in a safe bubble.
I think that is untrue and fake.
In my time working with the other teams out in these kinds of places, people have definitely gotten sick from consuming
That-
various forms of the fauna. And
That is anecdotal. Show me the research. I don't believe you.
I'm not sure we have statistical research in this universe.
Stop pushing a political agenda on me. I will drink from this stream. I will be safe.
Spoonneck. Oh my god.
I'm very concerned for your well-being currently.
Thank you for your empathy.
All right, the two of you boil some water.
Yeah,
Do you have
Yeah.
cooking pots somewhere on your character
I have a
sheets?
cauldron.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
I believe your cauldron is a magical cauldron, so let me just double
magic.
check what it does to make sure.
I know I can make my brews in it. I think I can also use it as a normal cauldron. If I can't use it as a normal cauldron, then I will take that back.
We'll check.
And in that
We'll
case,
check.
I would just use my teapot.
We'll check. Collapsible cauldron. All right.
Meanwhile, I'm not thirsty anymore.
So your cauldron can reduce to the size of a thimble.
I think the good berry actually relieves your thirst as well.
Oh, does it?
You were already not thirsty. So you just drank water.
Now he's well hydrated.
I drank pea water with death in it.
It's not
no
pee. It's
reason.
just river water. Jesus Christ. All right, you can just use it as a cauldron.
And she takes a little thimble off of, out of her pocket and just throws it on the ground, and a big cauldron appears.
Okay, now
She
weighs
starts putting the
70
water into it.
pounds.
Well, now
Just
that's
stop.
magic.
Yes. And just start filling the cauldron.
Okay. You're gonna fill a 70-pound cauldron with
No.
water.
I mean, like with what we
Okay.
would need in our.
Yeah, I
A
was
little
gonna
bit
say,
more than what we would need
You
to fill up
definitely
our
don't
jugs.
want to like take a cast iron cauldron and fill it with water and then try to pick it up again.
I mean, I could, right? I'm strong enough to do that.
Yes,
Probably.
you are physically strong enough to roll for it.
Or would
Do
you want
me-
to?
Yeah, why not? I'll help you guys out.
Okay, make a athletics check. I want to see the flex. Show me your power.
God. 12?
Look, it's a struggle. It takes all three of you to roll it back near a fire. Water splashing the whole time. You get a lot of. It's like a bodybuilding competition. Wolfgang, it just doesn't cut it.
Oh.
Takes help. You feel that you're stronger, but you're not that much stronger.
It was a
How'd you-
team building exercise.
You
I
haven't.
thought you did CrossFit, Wolfgang.
You would know if I did CrossFit because I would tell you I do CrossFit.
The owlbear shows up. Hey man, did someone mention CrossFit?
I know.
I
a great
knew
place.
there was
It's
an
right down the
owlbear.
road. Like seriously, the first 3 times are free, no commitment. They're great people.
Oh boy. Listen, I feel really bad because I had to let my gym go. Since the last episode. It was rough. They were like, well, I know we said we were never going to raise our prices. But not only are we raising our prices, we're going to change once a month to 28 days. And I was just like, what?
What?
That's so weird.
It doesn't even make sense.
It's those extra 3 days, and
I don't know. They were making all kinds of weird decisions I couldn't stick by. I felt really bad. And I hope that they change back after all this is over. Anyway.
You know the standardized calendar we've been using for thousands of years and across all of humanity? We're going to change that real quick. Just to
Well, not all of humanity. There are plenty of sub-calendars, but yeah. Yeah, you boil some water. A lot of water. 70 pounds cast iron worth of water.
Takes 7 hours.
I was just gonna do a little bit more than what
You,
my pouches filled.
Boil a little bit of water. Enough for 2 people to drink several mouthfuls. It tastes...
Enough to fill our water skins is what I mean.
Yes, it tastes irony.
That's fair.
Your cauldron shoops back down to the size of a thimble at the
Wait!
end.
As a cook, I can make anything sweet. Can I just make sweet water?
Yes.
Can I make it taste faintly like honey?
Yes. I can't stop you because your character sheet says you can do this. Okay, so...
Well, I mean, if we're cooking the water, we might as well make it taste good.
You never saw her add anything to it. That's the weird thing. But when you take a sip of it, it tastes like really light lemonade.
wow, this is the best river water I've ever had in my life.
Do I feel like they're
I'm gonna
just
drink river water all the time now.
They're like making fun of me, like, oh, look, this idiot drank regular water. We're drinking this sweet ass stuff.
I don't know. Do you feel
I'm
like
like-
you're being made fun of?
Whatever. I like my water plain. I don't need sweet water.
Do you want some sweet water?
I mean, maybe.
Then I'll give him some sweet water.
When you open
Yo,
your
this is
flask
delicious.
to pour it out, Oolong comes out of the flask and sits on his shoulder, and he doesn't really have hands because he's a dragon, he's like a long dragon, but he like pats you with his chin, like a there when you taste the faintly sweet water.
He's got little feet.
Tastes a little bit like honey.
It is delicious. Thank you, Ono.
You're welcome. All right, shall we continue?
Yes.
I'll collapse my cauldron back down once we get all the water stored into.
Someone is pointing out to me that since you're all exhausted, you all had disadvantage on your skill checks. Not that it would have made any difference for anything, but...
Well, his athletic would still have been 12.
Yes, I know. The difference would have been that Sputnik would not have recognized the magic. It's fine.
Well, I thought...
I'll remember it for the rest of the day.
I thought because we ate, we would...
No, you have to rest for 8 hours after eating
sleep.
and drinking. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot that we had. Do we have level 1 or level 2 of
Connor,
exhaustion?
you're operating on college rules right now. You've had food and you've had drink, but without the sleep, you still feel terrible.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not operating like I'm 22 or something, as opposed to old man version where, really, I just need to go to the next day, then I'll be reset.
I only needed like 2 hours of sleep when I was 19. It's fine.
People are crazy.
I used to stay up all night playing Overwatch, and then I'd go to work in the morning, and I'd be totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do my streams and then fall asleep within like 15 minutes afterwards, and now it's like 3 hours later, and I'm like, oh boy, okay. So
I used to
fake Grand
stay
Order,
up
huh?
all night playing the original Super Mario Brothers and then go to school the next day.
Super Mario Brothers. Incredible. Unbelievable. No, I believe it actually. Yeah, you guys have had your sweet water, your water break. You've had food, you've had water. You have more water. What do you want to do now?
Which direction is the portal? Like what like cardinal?
Glad you asked.
I want to get an understanding of the map, the space.
So as you know, this is kind of what the space looks like. So far, you've traveled in a somewhat like this direction.
Can I use Druidcraft to predict the weather for the next 24 hours? While he's figuring out our
Yes.
location?
So you guys went up for a while, you took some meandering paths, and then you encountered the magical river somewhere around here. And you followed that up its path to the Wispway. Right now, you're roughly right here.
Okay.
So you could just go straight back, making something like a triangle.
I mean, I'm good with going like straight back, covering areas that we haven't seen yet, which may offer us additional. Where am I going with this?
Rewards.
Yes, opportunities and rewards for ingredients and knowledge.
I like it.
Let's do it.
Cool.
So that's what we do.
What's the little green squiggly line?
I don't know, someone else drew that.
Oh, okay.
I wonder who.
I did not pee in that river.
Well, it definitely wasn't an artist. Look at how not straight it is.
Yeah, but it also was definitely someone that would know how to do that in Roll20. So, not me. I can use the ruler function and move my token.
You click on the little paintbrush to draw.
Right.
Gosh.
Okay, so Druidcraft allows you...
Create a tiny, harmless sensory effect that predicts what weather you will be at your location for the next 24 hours. It might manifest as a golden orb for clear skies, a cloud for rain, falling snowflakes for snow, and so on. Persists for 1 round.
Understood. Your orb is pale green It is pulsing slightly faster than normal with light. And it appears to be moving in a certain direction very slowly.
What kind of weather do you think this means?
You believe it means it's going to be slightly warmer than normal today, and that there is a light wind.
Okay, I was gonna guess windy. I was gonna guess strong wind though, because of where I live.
Very,
but,
very
you know.
weak wind. Less than 5 miles an hour. And with no other strangeness about it, you know that the weather's going to be clear.
Perfect. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yep.
Yes, I am ready.
You head in a direction you believe is south. Cayso Hamhand,
Yes.
what pace would you like to move at? Slow, normal, fast? When you travel at slow speed, your friends can gather up things from the surrounding environment for food.
I think just normal. I think we want to get back and find out how long we've been as soon as possible. But I mean, I'll be still gathering stuff.
At that pace, you
anyway.
believe it will take 3 days.
Okay.
I would like you to make a survival check. For the whole party. All of your fates rest on this one roll.
Is
That
Can I
is
help
a
him?
disadvantage. You can't help him. It is now a normal roll. It is a 20. You do great. You should be glad that you had help from Ono. Describe how the two of you work together to avoid a natural one.
Ono's gonna be not meandering this time. She normally looks around kind of and takes in all the stuff. She's actually using her perception to help point out, you know, things that she sees, like animals moving and rough terrain, things that could be bad.
Also, I think maybe what you do is you are preventing Cayso from like giving into curiosities of like, oh, well, I want to check out this thing and this thing. You know, you're pointing out the dangers, but also saying like, no, we're going in this direction. Don't look over there.
Like every time he like looks, she just takes her hand and pushes his face back the other way.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. You all... I don't want to say nothing happens, right? Because you're still in a new environment. But that environment seems to be roughly static. You encounter more giant ant corpses. You encounter more of the multi-legged lizard things. This time you find green ones instead of blue ones. But overall...
We had a friend that... Did we find green again?
Yes, green is the one that you found this time.
No, the one that was
The one that
green.
you've named green. No, you have no way of discerning which one is that particular one unless it identifies itself.
Fair.
You occasionally see snakes, which is new. And as you approach back towards the portal, you hear 3 wolves howling at once. The night that happens, there is a corpse you come by the next morning that appears to have been thoroughly ripped apart. It's like a giant ant surrounded by feathers.
Like the giant feathers that I've collected before?
Correct. There's a lot of weird blood and liquids here. Someone definitely consumed this ant after a violent fight.
Yeah.
Did you find out what the feathers were from? I can't remember.
I don't know this creature.
Could have been from that. Remember the hole we found in the ground? I was going to check out.
Yeah, we're not checking that out.
We're not checking it out. So it could be that kind of creature.
The hole of death.
Hole of death.
That you thought would be there was wolf bones in there, and you thought we should go check it out.
Well, I'm just curious. You know, want to see it from a distance. That's all. You know, we're here to see the sights.
We're gonna see it eventually. It seems to be near where we are frequently.
True enough. Yeah, I'm sure it'll come across us if it really wants to.
Can I, you said there was like what's the god of the nature called again? The religion of nature?
You're talking about the Green Faith.
The Green Faith.
Yes.
Is there an entity in the Green Faith?
It's more like an understanding of like an unconscious narrative that all things write together. Right? It doesn't specifically direct anybody to do anything, but like if a lot of things are like, you know, it would be great if this water was cleaner or if this air smelled better.
Okay.
It would direct nature to move in that course as best possible. And of course, if a number of things in an area call for aid, natural things, then someone attuned to the Green Faith would read that and hear those cries. It's like the Force.
I didn't watch Star Wars though.
Ah, fucking son of... I forgot about
I
that.
watched the first one.
Yeah, it's not as good if you only watch one of them.
I'm sorry, my sister broke up with that guy.
Fine, it's fine.
She broke up with Star Wars?
No, so my sister was dating a guy, and he had the entire Star Wars DVD collection, so I watched one, and before I watched the other two, she broke up with him.
You could, of course, get the series yourself. Just a suggestion.
Disney Plus.
I could.
It's fine. Don't worry about it, Cotton. Everybody else understands what I mean when I say the Force.
I get what you mean either way, though, so.
Okay. Because that was one of the primary parts about the first movie, was about how the Force surrounds us and binds us. No, that isn't until number 2. Fuck.
I say they didn't really talk about the Force much.
Yeah. The second movie is the one where they go in depth about it.
Right.
At least it's not midichlorians, right? Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
You know, I'll say the prequels are better than I initially thought.
Yes, they get better with time.
I disagree.
They do. But I'm not going to argue about it now, because instead, I want to know what you're doing about this ripped apart ant surrounded by feathers.
I want to kneel down and, pray that the ant passed well into his afterlife.
Okay. Can you make a religion check? That's right. He's going to ant heaven, where he'll be told what to do all day long.
I gotta roll it twice because it's disadvantage, right? Or did we sleep?
No, this is several days in your journey. You're good.
I mean, it's still not a good roll, but
Yeah, I know.
I would have rolled to make it worse if you wanted.
No. It is definitely bad. Who drew a Sputnik?
Now that is what it looks like when someone that can't draws on the map.
I'm gonna leave that there and just put other maps on top of it.
It's the Cheshire Cat.
Okay. Everybody wants to be a cat.
That's the only cat that knows where it's at.
You pray and you think you've sent this ant to ant heaven.
Sure. I'll
I'm
take
gonna
some of the
grab
feathers.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
really.
grab a few more feathers.
Oh no, you don't feel a lot of solace in its passing, though.
Oh.
That's what your failed religion roll brings you. You feel like it's gone, but like, what will you feel when you're horribly, massively ripped apart by this creature? All you feel is worry and nervousness about your impending death.
One day this thing's probably gonna eat us.
Not if we eat it first.
He gets a giant spork out when he says it, rested on his shoulders, like it's a Buster sword.
A Buster Spork.
I'm not sure how to feel about that response.
I mean, that's why we're here. To eat.
That is true, but
If you will take some more of these feathers, maybe someone in town can recognize or identify what it may have come from.
is the exoskeleton of the ant still here?
The stuff inside has been removed, but yes.
I think I'll take some of the exoskeleton.
Okay.
If that's okay. You
Yeah.
seem to
It's hard and chitinous, you know?
sigh.
Who, me? No. I have no judgment on this. Either direction.
Put some of the exoskeleton in my little bag.
Okay. As you continue traveling, you make it to the door which you had entered in. What is everyone's passive perception, real quick?
15, I think.
15.
14.
Casserole have such good perception.
Real wise party.
And yeah, it
Woke
seems so.
AF.
Oh, please. Get woke, get awoke when you're being
Whoa.
attacked in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yes, when that happens, you all are headed towards the door when you sense the presence of a wolf watching you from a distance. It's about 100 feet away, barely visible between two distant trees, but it is watching you. Almost doggishly, kind of sitting down, its mouth is open, its tongue is out, but on the other hand, it is looking directly at you and licking its chops.
I can't speak with animals.
Okay.
And I want to say, hey, is that you, friend?
Are you shouting to be heard 100 feet away?
17 other animals are like,
I forgot that it was
okay.
that far away.
Okay.
Can I, like, before I cast, can I, like, wave at it? See if
Okay.
it comes closer.
Make a animal handling check.
Can I help her?
You did ask before the roll happened.
I am so sorry.
Barely.
I just clicked.
No, it's fine. It's
That's
fine.
fine.
He's the one who snuck in there. Please make a second roll.
We already got a great roll, so I think it's fine.
Okay. Look, this wolf does not understand come closer. It's not a dog in any way, and it's never seemed to have encountered another sentient creature like you. But it doesn't seem afraid of you at all. Like, you're not a threat to it in any way. So it moves to about 50 feet away. And then it begins slowly prowling around the edge of that 50-foot barrier.
Then I will cast Speak with Animals and say, hey, is that you?
You hear a lot of replies around you. They're just like, nope, not me. I don't know who you're talking to. Yeah. The wolf sits there and looks at you and goes, no, who do you think I am?
I had a friend here before.
I am no friend of yours. I have never met you before.
You could be a friend.
What is a friend?
You know, it's kind of like a packmate. You take care of each other when you need help. You know, sometimes you're just there for fun.
The wolf looks at you strangely, and then its head goes like this, and he goes, you would not make a good packmate for me.
That's probably true. But we could be friends. We could just have fun.
But if a friend is like a packmate, explain how it is different.
You live with your pack. Sometimes you don't live with your friends.
The wolf opens its mouth and yawns widely as it considers this. I do not understand. But I will not eat you now.
And I will not eat you.
Because there are many of you and you stink bitterly.
Yes, I know. That's why I want to take a bath.
What is a bath?
It's when you wash the stink off of you, like when you roll in the river or in mud.
That is fun.
Yes.
Everyone should take baths.
Yes.
Very often.
Yes.
It is also cold,
Sometimes.
which can be less fun.
You're not wrong.
One must bathe in moderation carefully.
Yeah, you don't want to dry out your skin.
The large one that is with you. Do you need him?
These are my friends.
Yes, I understand. His thighs look juicy. I want to sink my teeth into them.
I probably wouldn't. You don't know where that's been.
Okay.
He doesn't like to take baths.
So Wolfgang, while this conversation is happening, all you see is this thing making like yipping noises and Ono growling. And over the last few seconds, the wolf has basically locked eyes with your abs and has its mouth open and its tongue out going.
I look at Cayso and I'm like, do you ever get the feeling that people are talking about you right in front of you, but you don't understand what they're saying?
That's incredible. Connor's like, I have a wise comeback. Just give me a moment. I'm working on it.
You get
Do you
used
ever
to
feel
it.
like you're being completely ignored?
Can I just reach over and pat him on the shoulder?
Get used to it.
I flex for the wolf. I don't know.
You flex for him?
You know, just
Let me see here.
he's
I wanna
obviously interested in the goods.
Yeah, it lasts for 10 minutes, so yeah, you can have a longer conversation.
Well, what were you doing here? I saw you watching us.
Yeah, looking for something to eat. Isn't everybody? I mean, that's the point of life, is to look for stuff to eat.
Hey, Wolf, was it Wolfgang?
Yeah, that's my name.
Can I like lean over and talk to them in normal?
Yeah, it says you can verbally communicate. All right, so you're switching back to common.
Wolfgang, can I have a piece of your ant meat to feed the wolf?
Yeah.
I think the wolf's name might also be Wolfgang.
This is confusing, but
I'll take the ant meat now,
it's a good, strong name.
toss it, as far as I can to the wolf and be like, here's some food.
Okay. Make an animal handling check. The wolf approaches slowly, eyeing the bag you got the ant meat out of. It comes in low in a crouch and prowls. And for a moment, it looks like it's going to break and run directly at Wolfgang and try to snatch that bag off. But
I
then
stand behind Cayso.
it stops and just eats the offered meat.
Isn't Cayso a halfling?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you were behind me, it really wouldn't make much of a difference.
But he can get you in one bite. He'd have to struggle to eat me.
I mean, I'm probably pretty bony compared to you.
It's true.
Not really worth the effort.
Oh no. While they're having this conversation, the wolf is greedily eating down that ant meat before sitting to look disinterested. He's like side profile and he's pointed his head away from all of you, but his eyes is still side-eyeing you on one side.
See, this is kind of what friends are. We help take care of each other like a pack would.
That's a pack.
We're just not a full pack.
What you're describing is a pack.
Yes, but we don't have to live together.
I don't understand.
You can go and be off by yourself, and if you see us, I'll still try and help take care of you like a pack would.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a new concept.
Is it?
Try new things sometimes, right?
No. Why would you want to try new things? The old things are great. I love
Sometimes.
ripping things apart and eating them.
Sometimes new things are better.
Are you sure? Pooping and peeing wherever I want to works out really well.
Well, do you have a pack?
Listen, I'm between packs right now, okay? You know,
I understand.
I've been trying to organize one for a while. There's a couple other strays out here, but it always falls through. You know, there's not as many females as males, so they're kind of choosy. He like rolls his wolf shoulders and he's just like, you know, I'm just trying to present myself well. I've been working on my singing voice. Oh, la 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 la, and the rest of you just hear ow.
I think it sounds great. I'm sure you'll find a mate in no time.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been working on it. You know, I have a song, but I'm saving it. You know, still working on it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's a very attractive song. You know, it really speaks well to my character.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking of doing a minor key thing, but then I decided like major would be, you know, minor is like a strong but dark. But I thought, you know, we're wolves, we're brooding loners. Everybody does a strong but dark. I thought, what if I just shifted it up a little bit, you know? Change the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, all wolves think strongly about harmonics. This is a huge part of our culture.
You know, if you ever get to the point where you're stuck again, you could just switch between the major and the minor. You know, like really shift it up.
All right, you just make a persuasion check. I want to see if you have just confused this wolf to death.
I'm so sorry.
All right, he's like, what? No, what you're saying? No, you can't do that. Can you? No, you can't do that. That's not how howling works. Okay. Look, you wouldn't get it. You're not us. You're whatever you are.
That's true. I'm trying to understand you more, though.
Yeah, don't worry. Just understand that what you're saying, you can't do that. It's just not done like that. We don't do it like that. Our ways are better.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm glad you understand. And like as he does that, he does another head turn away from you and shifts like most of his body, but he still keeps his side eye on you, so you can't do anything to him.
I'll switch back to calm and say, is there anything you guys wanted to ask our friend? He's maybe a friend. He's not going to eat us.
He does seem to like. Why does he like watching us?
Wolfgang,
He
you're
always
muted.
Why does he like watching us?
Yeah, well, every single time we come around this portal, he's always watching. We always see him. So,
Well, that's a new wolf.
oh, I thought it was the same wolf as last time.
It's not the same wolf. This one has an accent. Also, he wants to eat Wolfgang's thighs, but he's probably not going to.
Yeah, I want to point out, Wolfgang, this thing has still been staring at you a lot.
Most people want to eat my thighs. It's fine. I get it. But in this case, I must say that I am flattered, but no thank you.
I already told him that he shouldn't eat you, so.
I appreciate this.
And he hasn't yet, so I assume he's not going to.
I will keep my eye on him just to be sure.
He's probably fine. Did you guys want to ask him anything?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I think that ask him, does he know what animal these feathers come from? And I'll pull one of those feathers out.
I don't think he knows animal names, but I will give it a shot. And I will ask him, do you know what animal left these big feathers?
All right. You know how dogs look when they get surprised? Like, so he's just like, I didn't smell that there. It was mixed into your scent. The scent of the dreaded owl bar.
I knew it. I'm so happy. Out of character.
It is a horrible conglomeration made with dark magic. A combination of an owl and a biar. Biar is our word for the color of it. They're so scary we forgot what we actually called the creatures, and so we just call them biars now.
Oh. See, I was going with bear for a bit, but when you said the color,
No,
I'm
yes,
not sure.
exact. You're saying it wrong.
Oh.
Your wolf accent is not good, but that's okay. I've lost my accent slowly while we're talking, so.
I think your accent sounds rather nice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have it again now.
Needed a confidence boost.
Yes, it is a terrifying creature. It hunts my kind alongside the 3-1.
The 3-1?
The
What's that?
3-1. Now, I want to be clear that every time you say the 3-1, you and it say the 3-1, the other two members of the party hear nothing.
Oh.
Like they're just silently mouthing something?
Yes, you don't hear what they're saying. They are not making noises on a level you can register. The wolf says, yes, the 3-1, a cursed member of my kind that has eaten another of us.
Oh.
And so it must suffer forever with dark magic, punished by the Lord of the Forest.
What do they look like? Do they look like you?
They look like me, but 3 of them. In one.
The name does make sense.
The 3-1.
The 3-1.
All right, again, the 2 of you don't hear anything when they say the 3-1. It's super weird.
Thanks for your information.
Thank you for the food.
You're very smart, Wolf.
I have average stats across the board.
I'll throw him a little more ant meat.
Okay. He moves a little bit closer to eat it. Make an animal handling check. I want to see if he steals from you. Natural 20.
I ride him like a horse.
No, you don't. You're much bigger than him.
I mean, hey, natural 20.
He approaches you without caution and eats your ant meat before leaving. His tail
Well,
is
that
up
was
the whole
fun.
time as he trots away. His belly full for once. Sorry, you know what? I should have David Attenborough'd that narrative, but
So the feathers are from an owlbear. Owlbear. Sorry, my wolf accent's not very good.
Owlbear. Is that what you're saying?
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think I
No,
heard
he
of
said
those.
bear was right, but he said that bear is the wrong pronunciation of it. It's BR.
BR.
This wolf has never been to school, though. He does not know how to pronounce.
I just said I was working on my wolf accent. You shouldn't judge a culture by how they pronounce words.
This is true. But also, we don't speak wolf.
Well, at least we got the owl part right. Let's focus on what we got for sure, right?
And what was this? You were whispering or
Yeah, was that sign language? or, like-
pantomime?
I was talking in wolf.
Yes, but you see, there's moments where wolf made no noise, you make no noise, yet you still spoke?
Yeah, you were mouthing the word or something. It was kind of like a sign language type thing, maybe, or something.
Just to be clear, I can hear when the wolf and I were talking. The
yes,
3-1, right?
correct.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you would be yipping and howling, and then
Yeah, that's wolf talk.
this happened with no sound, and then yipping and howling again.
I'll let you make an insight check, Ono. We'll see if Ono's character sheet says that she can pick up on. Yep, she does.
Wow.
You understand what's happening.
Okay, so I think that when we said the 3-1, it was just a pitch that your ears were not able to pick up.
Did we hear her say the 3-1 just now?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
So what's this 3-1? What's that?
It is a wolf who has eaten another wolf and was cursed to roam the area by the lord of their forest, I believe is what he called it. There is 3 wolves in one, so they called it the 3-1.
Sounds pretty dangerous. We should keep an eye out for that fella.
Yes, the owl BR was also dangerous too.
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
He seemed quite alarmed when I had a feather.
Well, I wonder what we should be hunting around here. Both of these things seem this is a pretty dangerous forest.
It's probably fine. We haven't died yet.
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose you're right.
We should go back to town, though. I really do want to go back to the hot springs. You two should come as well.
Yeah, we should head back. We should probably find out how long we've been here. If we've been in some kind of time loop, who knows? Who knows? We want to make sure everyone's okay back home.
Yes. I agree.
Okay. Minutes later, you travel through the doorway and you end up in your personal quarters in the first level of the pillar. As you recall, there are 3 rooms, which some of you have moved into, with hammocks and a meager, sparse amount of cooking equipment. However, this time when you come back, there are wagon tracks through the center of the room leading from the doorway to the exit door.
Is there anything that's been taken or left in the room?
Only the wagon tracks have been added.
I wonder what they were hauling in here. Well,
No, I mean like the floor is made of stone, and now that stone has 2 ruts to allow someone
I
to
see.
successfully guide a wagon through it.
So they made that change. I see.
It guides a wagon like into the portal.
Yes, from one portal to the next.
Have I seen that before in other portals?
Yes, the other
Okay.
portals, the other one that you've been through had it
Okay.
the whole time you were there.
Right. Yeah, that's just what they do to help the people that help out the teams bring stuff in and out.
Like a support crew.
That's right. What's the word for it again, AP?
Blessed.
The blessed. Yeah, that's what the blessed would use.
So that could make things easy.
Oh yes. I mean, I couldn't imagine hauling the kind of food we need to bring back to the town out of these places without it. I mean, we need a crew 2 or 3 times the size probably. So yeah, it makes it a lot easier. I don't know how the wagons would do out in that sort of like swampy forest. We'd have to sort of maybe cobble together a little pathway for it if we track something really big and it was really far into the forest.
This might be a worthwhile investment, though. Do they do this for free or do we pay?
We should probably go and see how long we've been gone. We can walk and talk.
I do get sidetracked. I do apologize for this.
That's fine.
As you enter the white swirling expanse of the portal, you come out into it's the middle of the night when you arrive, even though it was just daytime when you left. There is this section around this particular pillar. All the buildings are basically abandoned. They haven't been used in 30 or more years since the last time Pillar Team 4 was active. But you do notice that the general store / forge does have a light on there, and your provisioner, Mr. Patchouli, sorry, what is his name?
Patches?
Patches.
Yeah.
His name is
Patches
Patrice O'Toole, your sutler blacksmith. And as you come through the portal, there's like a weird flashing, and he comes out with a lamp after several seconds and goes, "Is that you? You've been gone for so long. I've been so worried about you."
How long have we been gone?
"Oh, it's been terrible. You've been gone for 10 whole days."
Oh, I thought you were going to say years for a second.
What? No, it's been 10 days. Years? How long do you think you've been gone?
Oh, I wasn't sure. We got kind of stuck in a time loop thing, but it turned out all right.
You know what? Look,
You know, time,
I shouldn't
place.
be yelling. I'm gonna walk over to you with my lamp so that it's the middle of the night, and I know this part of town. So as it gets closer and closer, he goes, "Oh, you all have quite a rich smell about you, huh?"
I think it's quite nice.
Is that oregano?
It is. I've got many dry herbs.
Oh, I never thought I'd smell its like again.
Basil, tarragon, thyme.
He literally starts crying in front of you.
Oh, it says there, don't cry.
Oh,
I found an exoskeleton. I'm gonna pull out my little ant piece.
oh, that's interesting. He like comes forward, he knocks on it, and he's like, well, it's like a kind of armor, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the
Interesting.
bones of a creature that they wear on the outside.
Oh, so it is like armor. Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Sure.
He puts a little bit of pressure on it, snaps him, and he goes, oh,
Oh.
don't worry. I'll do some alchemy on it. I'm not going to put it back together, but I will definitely run some tests on this.
I would request you treat this with utmost respect because this was a creature at one point.
Yes, yeah, yep. He's already taken out a magnifying glass and it's just like, Then like a little hammer and just like tapping on, oh, good elasticity. Strong material performance. Not so, brittle though. Oh, right. Yes. Well, welcome back, heroes. Not every team, makes it back from their first dungeon pillar run, and you're all alive too.
Yep, not too worse for wear.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
We found a few things, but we haven't made any kind of big scores yet.
Well, you have oregano.
And I mean, I think our friend here, he has some of those rare insects that people seem to enjoy. What was it called again, AP?
They're not fresh anymore.
Not
The
fresh.
palm weevils.
Okay.
Yeah,
The weevils.
you've basically eaten them along the way. Speaking of, we do need to talk about your rations over the 3-day trip. I glossed over that, but
I mean, I if anything, I would be doing the good berry every day.
oh well, then never mind. You don't need to talk about rations at all.
Yeah. Okay.
All hail Goodberry.
Yep, you guys just eat really bland good berries once a day, and that's it.
I mean, you could and possibly tea. I hope.
Yes,
I can make the good berry sweet.
Right.
Oh, I think I have to cook it.
Yes.
So never mind.
You could cook it and make it into a potion that we drink along the way.
I can make potions, but I don't know what else I need to make potions. I haven't done a lot of research in that yet.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like more like you diffuse the berries, right? And then like a tea.
Connor's
We
like,
can
you
make,
have to
a berry-
emulsify
good berry
the
syrup.
berries.
That would be so good.
First, you whisk the berries very, very fast, then slowly add.
Good berry aioli. Now,
Yeah, something like that.
you think you've had a good sandwich before, but not until you've had mayonnaise with good berry paste in it.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get you a full day's nutrition with minimal flavor.
That's right. It's just bland enough.
It's like space food.
No, it's perfect for your picnic where you get the potato salad without any raisins or nuts. It's just celery and mayonnaise and potatoes.
Pat just gave us his list of provisions when we first left, right?
That's correct. And he has an updated provision board outside that he's so it's like in chalk and it hangs on a swingy sign.
Hey, Patches, what scents of soap do you sell?
Strong?
But is there any like?
It's very raw smelling.
Ah,
Would you like me to work on scenting the soaps? I didn't know that you'd want that.
that'd be great.
Okay, Lady Ono, what scents would you like?
Oh, I don't know, maybe like sage or
Do you have any sage?
no.
Okay.
But pine. Do we have pine around here?
Well, we don't have anything around here.
There's not even pine trees. Okay.
He gestures to the completely featureless terrain in every direction outside the town,
I will
including the
get you
polluted
some
water
scents.
that no one can drink.
I will work on getting you some scents so that I can smell nicer.
Well, I understand lavender's popular. I'll do what I can to negotiate to get some lavender on your behalf. I can use your names to do so?
This is fine by me. I'm not
Okay.
going to use it.
Understood.
If you could also maybe add mistletoe to like the items that you might collect, that'd be
That's a poison.
Well, yeah, that's just an ingredient I need for a spell.
Oh, you only need one sprig of mistletoe ever. It's a material. You have to use it.
So it's not consumed?
You
It's not
channel it through the
consumed.
spell. Yeah.
You like shake your mistletoe around.
I'm very sure about it.
Material.
It's a material component. It's not consumed. If
It
it's
will
consumed, it'll
specify
have a
if
gold
it's
cost.
consumed.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, never mind.
It will usually say in the spell, you will consume this.
Yeah.
Like Revivify,
Like if you want to
it's
summon a
specified.
Balgora, you need 500 gold pieces worth of human blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's handy
And
information.
it's consumed in the process.
Every
Or
time I
something like
revived
that.
the party in the other group, I was spending like, I think it's 100 gold worth of
For
gems.
Revivify, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
gone forever. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
It was getting expensive, but we had a lot of money, so it was fine.
So he's just making notes, and yeah. He's still, every time his hands aren't otherwise occupied, he's tapping on the exoskeleton of the ant somehow. Well, welcome back, everybody.
Thank you. I think at least I'm off to the bathhouse.
Yes, let's go to the bathhouse.
I will go to the bathhouse
Perfect.
and say I would get in the bath.
That's all right. My grandma's fake convincing. Let's go.
Okay, well, I'll just...
Did you want to come, Patches?
No. He starts heading towards his shop and begins pulling out various small tongs as he's heading into the door, and you can see he's firing up a alchemy set to take a look at the giant ant.
Fair enough.
The town is calm at night. It's rare for anyone to be out this late. The town... When the night goes down, it's assumed that it's time to go to sleep and wait for the sunrise to work hard in the light of the sun. Rarely do people stay up much later unless there is a festival or drinking, neither of which seem to be an option today. When you arrive at the bathhouse, it does appear to be mostly empty. Perhaps it hasn't been booked by the government well this week. But the proprietress does come downstairs as you're approaching, and she says, "Oh my goodness! Komomo, is that you? You're back already?"
We're back for a little bit.
Well, you and who are these people?
These are the other, they're my pillar group.
Oh, they're with the Pillar Group. That's welcome, honored guests. Please come inside. We'll get you a room for the night.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Allow me to summon one of our doormen to take your things, and we'll clean them for you.
No need to go too much trouble.
No, I believe
I know it's late.
We will provide
Clean
you
their
with
things.
alternative robes.
We should definitely clean their things.
They will be as good as new. Do not worry.
Well, I just want to say I know it's late. We don't want to put anyone out.
No, young man. Don't worry about an old woman like me.
I know where the clean robes are. I will give you a hand and go get them some.
Oh no. Please. As a member of the pillar teams, you shouldn't work too hard. You should relax while you're here. Just be at ease, granddaughter. We have people to do that.
Well, that does sound nice. I do like to relax.
That was all it took, huh?
She's been lazy before.
Yeah, so she begins waking up various staff employees who seem surprised to see you and immediately begin treating you all like you are extremely honored guests. And they take Cayso and Wolfgang to one side of the inn and take Ono to the other. And they basically begin politely undressing you to get your dirty, nasty 8 days of travel on them clothing off of you to get them cleaned. I don't know, Sputnik. It looks like you want to say something. I just don't know if you want to jump in at any point.
I think I'll go along with getting cleaned.
Yeah, so they're aggressively polite about it.
Yeah, I mean that's really the only reason why.
So we cut over to the two of you in like 3 foot of warm, steaming water behind the inn.
I gotta say, it's nice to be treated like this once we get back to town. You know, I mean, we've been a long time without, you know, where we were on the other end of this, and it's nice, at least for now. I assume no one's around, AP.
That's
I
correct.
guess. Okay. Sputnik, if you're talking,
No, he's just looking impressively.
okay.
It's a new experience for me.
Like I said, yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess we better start actually bringing something home, or otherwise they mightn't quite roll out the carpet like they did today.
Yes, I think we need to be much more productive. But this actually isn't so bad.
I was gonna say, I mean, that ant carcass seemed to really tickle his pickle. So I mean, maybe there's a lot more interesting stuff out there that we might want to take advantage of. And then I guess you're gonna see Cayso furiously scrub down his feet and various appendages.
The soap here smells sharply of citrus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding my nose and then the soap with like one, you know, a thumb and finger and like doing this.
Do I think that maybe like the
Which
fact
kind
that
of
the soap-
citrus? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Carter.
No problem. What kind of citrus is it?
Citrus is citrus.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, there's literally a scent called citrus.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like citrus fruits.
Yes, citrus.
But, you know, lemons and oranges smell different.
But I think there is also like a scent of citrus.
Scent that's citrus. Yes, you're correct. It doesn't smell like lemons or oranges. It smells like citrus fruit.
It's just like the acid from that's common
Gotcha.
between the two things.
I gotcha. I'm following it
okay.
now.
Here you go. It smells like Irish Spring body wash, which is made almost entirely of citrus. With sorry, wait. I believe it's also termed as with a woody undernote smell.
Gotcha now.
You've definitely smelled raw citrus before. You just probably don't know what it smells like.
No, I'm following you. I'm following
Okay.
you. I was just thinking of like lemons and oranges.
Will like the scent be so strong when we get back to the forest that like we'll be like things will be more aware of us?
Do you intend to go back right now immediately?
No.
Then you have no idea, but probably not. Your own body sweat will remove it from you eventually. Wolfgang, when you get out of the bath and you've put a robe back on, a large man, he actually is almost as big as you, but he's a human, very well muscled. He shows up in front of you and goes, huh. I've heard of you, Truck.
I've not heard of you.
Your father's a real hard ass. I used to be part of his team.
That's funny. I still don't recognize you.
Should I cook your dinner, or do you want to cook it?
I think I'm quite good at cooking.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just asking your preference.
I don't understand why you're so angry about asking me to cook dinner, but
I'm not angry. This is just how I talk. I assure you, I'm approaching this situation with neutrality and politeness.
well, then
My
what
body
is-
stance right now is to respect your impeccable physical strength. Conditioning.
I think I like you. So let's go. Let's have some. You can cook for me.
Okay. How do you feel about fried fish? I feel like I can do that pretty quickly in the
That
middle of the night.
sounds very delicious.
It'll be ready in 30 minutes or less, delivered straight to your room hot and fresh.
Okay.
So he flexes real quick, then he cracks his knuckles, cracks his hands, and then goes, I gotta get going. And he turns and large muscle man's away from you.
One of your favorite guys.
Sounds interesting.
He really
Does
seems
anyone
to-
catch the name of that beefcake?
I don't think he said his name.
Oh no, you would have known this guy's name is Devin, and he's been working here for a few years after he was transferred away from the labor teams. I feel like this is an unusual place, but it is a place we will need to stop to take our 2/3 way through break. We'll be back in a few minutes for the last 45 minutes of this show. Let's see what happens as our protagonists, our heroes, return to town and find out the effects of what their travel will have on them, their families, and the people around them. Stay tuned. Do I have a... Oh man, it's been so long since I've done the show. I don't remember if I have a timer.
I feel like you do.
I think so.
I feel like you did last
I
time.
do. Haha. All right. We'll be back.